Good evening. Ultimately, today the Parliament has passed a particular and very, very important bill. So, that is called Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill. So, this is popularly called Triple Talaq Bill. So, this is the bill that is meant for protecting the rights of the Muslim women. Of course, the current government is trying for a long period of time to get this into an act. And that is the reason why, even during the 16th Lok Sabha, at the time, when the same gentleman, the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, so he tried to pass this particular bill, but unfortunately, the bill was not passed. And the government issued ordinance and they wanted to replace the ordinance with an act, but that was not done because of the lack of support for government in Rajya Sabha. And of course, even today also there is no effective majority for the government as far as Rajya Sabha is concerned. And of course, these are the political games that happens. The allies within this NDA, those who announced that they are not supporting this bill, they just walked out and bringing down the majority mark that is required to pass the so-called uh, the bill. And of course, in the month of February 2019, the government issued an ordinance. Of course, ordinance are issued by the President of India under Article number 123 that has to be approved by the so-called, the Parliament within 6 weeks of reassembling of the Parliament. And finally, it has been done today. And whatever the strategy that was followed by the government last week with respect to passing right to information amendment bill, the same strategy has been followed, and its allies, they just walked out and they supported the government indirectly in passing this particular bill. So, but whatever it is, though there is opposition from with respect to this particular bill, triple talaq bill, this has to be referred back to the year 1986, and which is very popularly called Shabana case. So even today also we discuss about that particular case. Shabana case was a divorce case in the year 1986, and the Supreme Court has given the order that alimony has to be paid to this particular lady by her husband. So during that time, though the Supreme Court order has been given in support of the Muslim women, there was opposition from the male community of the male members of the Muslim community, and that is the reason why the government during the time the Congress party was there in the government, it passed a bill, the so-called Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill. And once it became act that provided for the alimony, meaning the financial support from the ex-husband, only for a period of 90 days. Right, only for a period of 90 days, and that again attracted the lots of criticism for the government. So, meaning the Supreme Court said something, government wanted to nullify that, and that was going on for a quite long period of time. And of course, later the Supreme Court also nullified, that particular act. But finally, this after that, there is a lot of technological development. Nowadays, this divorce is being given. We hear in the news, even through the WhatsApp also, right? So declaring talak 3 times. So that is considered to be, this is a divorce. And obviously that's a painful thing as far as the Muslim women are concerned. And how do they live, and where from do they get the support? And the government wanted to protect these Muslim women, um, as far as this triple talak is concerned. Of course, the supporters of Islam, they say that this is a part of their, this Islamic law, and government has no authority to interfere into this. But on the pretext of the so-called equality before law, and in lines with the judgment that is given by the Supreme Court in the year 2007 to protect the Muslim women, the government wanted to pass this particular bill, and finally the bill has been through. Meaning, this bill, this will replace the so-called ordinance once it receives the consent from the President of India, and which is a nominal one. And so this is what exactly happened today. And with respect to the opposition parties, though they have demanded that this bill has to be referred to select committee. And of course, in this particular season, in this particular session of parliament, we saw government is reluctant to send bills for the consideration of the select committees, and government wanted to just pass this. And with respect to Lok Sabha, since the government has the majority, so very in a very smooth manner the bills are getting passed. But the situation is not the same with respect to Rajya Sabha, where the government has no majority. And government is adopting some other strategies where the allies of the government are walking out and bringing down the required majority for passing the bills. This is what is happening with respect to many bills. That is the reason why the criticism against the government has increased by the opposition parties. What's wrong? How come you take a decision like this? What's wrong in sending so these bills for the reference consideration of the select committees? Even for sending a bill for the consideration of the select committee, you need to accept it in the concerned house. That is the reason why today, so when there was a demand for sending or sending the triple talaq bill for the consideration of select committee, voting took place. But government got the support and opposition parties lost it. Meaning, house agreed that there is no necessity for referring this particular bill to the select committee. Please remember, select committees are always a temporary committees. They are different from, the parliamentary standing committees. Right? The standing committees of the parliament are permanent in nature. They are attached to the departments. But when it comes to select committees, they are temporary in nature. And these select committees will be given a task to look into a particular bill that has already been introduced. And after that, the select committee will give recommendations. Depending on that one, there may be some changes with respect to the provisions that are included in the bill. So, but ultimately, the same strategy has been applied by the government, like what was applied with respect to passing RTI amendment bill. So now this is a reality, and very soon the president is going to sign, and this is going to become an act. And once it is an act, that will be, this is notified, and Muslim women will be getting the so-called the protection under this particular act. And the Muslim men who involved in this, this uh, triple talaq, they may be, they are considered to be, they will be sent to the jail. So because, saying triple talaq just like that will be a criminal activity. Now it is it has been criminalized. So these are the things that you are supposed to remember as far as this particular, this bill is considered. Look at this. The Parliament of India on July 30th, 2019, that is today, the bill that makes instant triple talaq a criminal offense. Clear? So now it's a criminal offense. Lok Sabha has passed the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill last week, and with Rajya Sabha now approving it, the practice of instant divorce by Muslim men will be punishable by jail term of up to 3 years. So this is a serious one. Upper House passed the bill by 99 votes in favor and 84 against it. Fine. So this voting took place after some members, the members belong to some political parties, they walked out. The voting took place, and finally the bill got the majority and it has been approved. It earlier, meaning the House earlier, rejected an opposition sponsored motion to send the bill to a Rajya Sabha Select Committee with 100 votes against it, as compared to 84 in favor. Meaning, when there was a demand for sending this bill for the consideration of the select committee, voting took place. So, with respect to voting, 100 members voted against, meaning there is no necessity to send this bill for consideration of the select committee, and only 84 members were in favor. Since the number is more for no, the bill was not sent to the select committee, and the bill has been put to vote, and it was passed by the so-called Rajya Sabha, meaning the bill now has been passed by both the houses of the parliament, and now, so this is waiting for the assent by the president of India, and once it is done, so this is going to become an act, it will be notified, and it will be implemented. Fine. So this is with respect to, this triple talaq bill. Fine. So, and kindly remember this one. What exactly is the issue? What is this Shabana case of 1986, right? And what Supreme Court said during that time, and what was the government, what was the party that was in government at that time, and what it did against, this nullifying the judgment of the Supreme Court, and what happened later. Various developments have been taken place, and finally in the year 2017, Supreme Court made it very, very clear. So it has to be this criminal offense, and that has to be nullified. So that is the reason why, in the lines of the Supreme Court judgment, government decided, and it has passed the bill now, and it has been passed by both the houses of the parliament. And obviously, this all the women who belong to Muslim community or any other community, they express their satisfaction with respect to passing this particular bill, and definitely this is going to provide protection to Muslim women as far as their rights on marriage are concerned. So thank you so much for being with me this evening, and I'll see you in the next class with more current affairs. Till then, I wish you all very, very, very good luck. Take very good care. Good night.